Holy crap, I didn't realize how many GameCube games I actually had before pulling them out to do this video. Alright, well, this is a new series I want to be doing, just going over my whole collection of games, breaking them up by console, and since I am a great fan of GameCube, I figured it'd be a great one to start with. So this is my GameCube side of the collection, and I was going to do this in alphabetical order, just going by which games I had. There are a few that I definitely do want to point out just to show why I love GameCube so much, but I just want to quickly point out is that some of these games you see here will definitely be featured on the channel, some will not. That's just for various reasons. It will take a whole nother video just to go over that, but this is just just a run through to see what I currently have, and it could act as a good kind of timeline as my collection grows over time and such. So let's begin. Yeah, so like I said, I want to kind of pull some stuff out right now just to kind of show why I like the console so much. Because, well, it's like the only console. In fact, I heard Scott the Wise actually say this in one of his videos that GameCube is like one of those consoles where it's like you got at least one game from like every franchise you could possibly imagine. So like there was an F-Zero game on GameCube. There was Mega Man, Sonic, Mario, Metroid, Final Fantasy. I mean, even if the game strayed away from like the prime core of the series, or was just like a rehash, well, like a remake, I guess I would say, like a port, or it was like a spin-off, at the very least you still got something from that franchise, which I think is very interesting about GameCube. I mean, there was even 2 Call of Duty games on GameCube, which I think are technically spin-offs compared to the main series, but like still, you got Call of Duty on GameCube. But like the true ones that definitely drew me to the system most would have to be Mega Man Anniversary Collection. That has the first 8 Mega Man games in it. So of course that's one reason why, because when it comes to me, just like when I would watch movie franchises, I like to watch them from beginning to end, whether it's through plot points or like character development. For me, I have to watch it in order. That's how I get satisfied. And the same thing goes with video games. Just for me personally, I like to start at the beginning and then work my way through to the end or the most current game. So of course, with GameCube having a lot of compilations like these, it's like the system to go to like start to get yourself immersed in these franchises. So Mega Man Anniversary Collection, definitely one that definitely drew me to the system, as well as the Mega Man X Collection that has the first 7 Mega Man X games in them. So of course that's another reason. And then of course the 2 Sonic compilations. First with Sonic Mega Collection, you got Sonic 1 through 3, Knuckles, and then of course you got some of the obscure ones such as 3D Blast, Spinball, and then Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. So that's cool. And even cooler, even got Sonic Gems Collection with Sonic CD, Sonic Defiance, and Sonic R. I mean, not technically all good games except Sonic CD, really, but it's cool to have it on a system to where you can just play it right there without having to dig too deep into like the older systems. It's like all on like one console rather than getting like a whole bunch of consoles separately to play each game. You know what I mean? Alright, so we're gonna move on from that, and what else? Oh yeah, here's another compilation. I might as well get them all out of the way. Namco Museum with of course all the classics like Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, of course, but there's also good one other classics such as Galaga, Dig Dug, even Pole Position. which I think is pretty cool. Any other compilations I have? Oh, yes, this is a bit of a cool one. Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition that has the very first 2 Zelda games in it, as well as the 2 N64 titles, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. But I mainly just got this just because it would give me the opportunity to play the first 2 Zelda games again, not having to go all the way back, grab an NES, the cartridges, yada yada, can do it all just on one console. I love it. Any other compilations? Oh yeah, I recently just got this, as you saw in my video game pickups at the end of 2018. I got Intellivision Lives. I tried this out, and like there will be a review of this soon. I can't really say when, but there definitely will be in the near future. This has a bunch of different Intellivision games, and I like these classic compilations back from like the Atari days and such, before the NES came out, because I think it's very interesting just to see how games like this were. And I tend to go for these compilations just because of that, because I have a bunch of Atari compilations on like PS1, DS, such as that. So when I saw that like there was an Intellivision one, I was very intrigued by it. But like in my upcoming review, I'll go more into that. And I think that does it really for all of the compilations, yeah, from what I see. So I guess I'll do this in alphabetical order like I originally intended to do. So we'll go all the way over here. I recently got this one as well, Bomberman Jetters. I've seen a lot of people play Bomberman on YouTube across various videos, and it seems like a very interesting game and like a very interesting franchise to me. So I definitely wanted to try a Bomberman game, and so I was able to find this for pretty cheap. So I figured I'd pick it up. I have not played it as of yet, but I definitely tried to, and judging by especially this picture here, definitely looks like, let me get this in focus actually. Yes, it actually looks like the kind of Bomberman stuff that like I would be accustomed to, you know, basically what I would be expecting after watching all those videos. Alright, so next we have 2 of the Call of Duty titles, which I think is pretty cool to have on GameCube. You have like 2, not 1 but 2 Call of Duty games, but of course these are the sort of obscure ones that like the spin-offs of like the first 2 games, got Call of Duty Finest Hour and Call of Duty Big Red One. I played this a little bit. I have not finished it, but I will say this is pretty hard, because it's one of those games where it's like you play it on a modern TV and it's too dark, and like I have to turn up the brightness on the screen. So of course that's one of the reasons why I haven't finished it yet, because you know that's for me that's just like so annoying. But I'd say it's pretty basic though. I mean, like it's like you kind of have to accept it for what it is. But I'm glad to have those. Next, Crazy Taxi. Of course, you gotta have this somewhere, right? Classic arcade game from Sega. I actually find myself playing this a lot if I ever feel the need to just go crazy in like a car setting. I would pick this up. Alright, next. I might as well just do all 3 of these since they all have a thing in common. I have the Donkey Kong bongos, which I don't feel like digging out right now, so you know I have the bongos so I can play these. So we got Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, and then the 2 Donkey Konga games. I really wish they released Donkey Konga 3 here in the States, but eventually I will get that, probably with a modded GameCube. But you know, we're talking like many years down the line or so. But yeah, I definitely played Donkey Konga 1 and 2, and I love them. Yeah, they're like great rhythm games, and the songs that they have for them, I actually really like, and I understand it's different for each region, which is understandable, because you know you can't expect American audiences to like Japanese or like European songs, and vice versa for the other regions. I have yet to try Jungle Beat yet, but I'll definitely try to put this out on the channel, hopefully sooner than later, you know. but again, reasons. Alright, next. Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. I have played it and I've beaten it once, but you know, for completionist status, gotta beat it like several times and such. But I will say this is impossible to truly get perfects on in like the rhythm sections without the dance pad. I don't have the dance pad because you know the game is just cheaper to get without the dance pad. But definitely gonna have to grab that in order to get the satisfaction, because you know with the controller, because you know it would come up saying that you have to do like 2 moves at once, and like with the controller that's literally impossible to do. So of course you definitely need the dance pad if you are gonna want the if you want to get as many perfects as possible on like each dance screen. Yeah. Next up, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. When I heard that there was a Final Fantasy game on GameCube, I was intrigued, but then when I did more research, it was like, I forget, I think this is a spin-off. I haven't played it, of course, because like I said, want to play through them all, so I don't know, hopefully we'll get to this in the near future. Next, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. I love this game to death. I love everything Godzilla, and playing this was a true blast, and like I will always pick this up whenever I'm in the mood for like some monster action. I will always throw this on and like play the versus mode. I mean, it's amazing, especially since I got all the monsters unlocked. Next, Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup. I love this game because I used to play it on PC when I was very little, so when I was able to get it on GameCube, and like just to actually see it was the same gameplay as if on PC, because well, for me at least, it's like every game I played on PC as a kid, when I try to find a console variant, the gameplay is always different. Best example, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. I loved the PC version, and then like when I heard it was on GameCube, I bought it on GameCube only to find it wasn't the same gameplay, and I was a little upset. But you know, I'm really happy with this, and like I was shit at it when I was a kid, but like since I got this, I'm definitely better, probably because I'm able to comprehend what to do now, you know. Alright, next we got the double dose, got Lego Star Wars 1 and 2. I've always been a fan of the Lego games. I mean, the older they are, the better, because you know, with how Lego games are nowadays, it's just oversaturated. So like, this is definitely back to the simpler times. And I just adore these games. I have completed both of them, so yeah, so don't be expecting these to pop on the channel probably at all, because for me it's like I beat through it once, and that's that's pretty much it. If I'm in the mood, then I might start a new game and then play them again. I don't know, we'll definitely have to see on that. Next, got Mario Party 4 and 6. Why such odd entries in the Mario Party series? You know, like why have 4 or 6, not have the others, or like not have all 4? Well, this I got from my sister, Mario Party 4, so that's why. And Mario Party 6, I mean, when trying to find old GameCube games, especially ones that are part of like famous franchises, they're expensive, especially with the Mario series. I mean, hell, Luigi's Mansion is like so high in price now. And like people didn't really like that back in the day, back when it first came out. So of course, Mario Party 6 was just a matter of finding it at just like at a decent price. And also, especially with Mario Party 7 with that microphone add-on, that gets a little tricky to find in terms of trying to find the right price for it, because it really depends whether you want the microphone with it or not. And with me, I don't know if I want the big box that would have the microphone in it, because you know, I just don't know if I would be able to store it somewhere. So I don't know, that really just depends on me how I'm gonna store the microphone, because my place is a bit tight as it is with some stuff. Alright, next, might as well get both of these out of the way. Mario Golf and Mario Kart, 2 other Mario spin-offs, this time in the sport genre. Of course, the classic Mario Kart, and I have the one with the bonus disc with a bunch of demos in it, such as with like F-Zero GX, Sonic Heroes, Kirby Air Ride. I think there's Kirby Air Ride in there, I don't know. But yeah, and I had to get the one with the bonus disc because you know I want to get like as many of the features as possible. Again, it gets a bit more expensive, so it really depends if I'm able to find it in good condition, as well as just whatever money I'm able to shell out. Mario Golf, I got this from my sister, so that's why I have it. Good golf game. I actually liked it, and I actually referenced this in my playthrough of Aqua Teen Hunger Force Zombie Ninja Pro-Am. So so I am a bit familiar with this. I haven't played it all the way through, but it is fun. I like it. Next, Metroid Prime with a bonus disc for Metro Prime 2 Echoes. I have not played this at all because the Metro games, oh, and also has links to Metroid Fusion. Oh, through the Game Boy Advance. I didn't even know that till now. Okay. Again, haven't played it, but I really hope to tackle it soon because I hear nothing but good things. Might as well get both of these out of the way. Again, kind of stepping into Pac-Man. I actually just got this yesterday from the time of recording this video. Pac-Man World Rally and Pac-Man Fever. I actually had no idea this was a party game until I actually read the back of it. So, well, I guess in the same as like Mario Party, it's like you gotta put the most famous character's name on it, I guess, to sell. So like, so like if it's a party game with Sega characters, you gotta put Sonic in the title. If it's a Mario based game, you gotta put Mario in it, and then so I guess Namco's no different with Pac-Man. So I'm definitely do want to try these, probably off camera. So like, it's probably not gonna capture any footage of these probably anytime soon. But like, these look very interesting, and I love Pac-Man. So so I'm definitely gonna give these a try soon. Whether or not they're gonna show up on the channel, I can't really say for sure. Sorry if I don't, but it's just me. Next, Rocky. I actually, from the time of this recording, I actually just started capturing footage of this for a Let's Play. So far I like it. Yeah, I mean, I'm still getting used to it at this time, but I really hope the whole game is really fun, as I've seen so far. Next, Shadow the Hedgehog. I played through this once of one of the stories, and from what I hear, you gotta play it over 300 times to get the full thing, and that just, every time I think I want to play this, I keep thinking that like, gotta play it like over 300 times in total, and then that just turns me off to the entire thing immediately. So I don't even know if I'll ever even pick this up again. It really depends. Oh boy. Next, Sonic Riders. Haven't played this yet, but a Sonic racing game. I mean, why not? Yeah, and with the hoverboards too. So yeah, I mean, I'm up for hoverboard action. Next, SpongeBob SquarePants, Lights, Camera, Pants. This is probably the only SpongeBob game I'll ever really go to because it relates around filmmaking in a way, and like I'm currently a film student, so of course that's what really draws me to this. I've always been into movies. I even got the Game Boy Advanced for version of it when I was growing up, when it first came out. As soon as I saw the commercials and I saw it was for Game Boy Advance, I immediately got the Game Boy Advance version because that's all I had when I was a kid. I didn't have consoles till a few years ago. So so as soon as I got a Gamecube, I immediately picked this up as soon as I could. And rest in peace, Steve Hillenburg. I just can't believe that he's actually gone, and like, he was pretty young. I mean, in your 50s today, that's like being in your 30s 30 years ago. Alright, next, got a demo preview disc of Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3 Rebel Strike that comes with the original Star Wars arcade game. And that's the only reason why I even play this at all, because playing the Rebel Strike demo, I suck at it. I don't know what it is, but I suck at it. So I only ever pop this in just to play the Star Wars arcade game, because that's basically like the first ever Star Wars video game made. And then so that's just some history right there. So it's like, yeah. Next, Super Mario Sunshine. I used to play this at the dentist's office because they would have games set up in like the waiting room, and like they were GameCube games, because I remember seeing the controllers. I mean, they were in like these casings, these like shells. So yeah, so it's like you can never see the consoles and such. And then, of course, the like the controllers they had connected to it were GameCube controllers. So of course I knew what console at least it was. And like when it got to a certain point in me going there, I mean, like I think every now and then they switched out a game or so, but then like near the end of me going to this specific place, they always had the same two games, this one and Lego Star Wars 2. And then so and I loved both, but I always played this more whenever I ever went there, and like and it was really the only reason why I ever went to the dentist, was to play the games as much as I could before either getting called into the office, or if my siblings had a appointment that I would go and I played as much as I could before they were done and we had to leave. But like, and then of course back then I didn't really know the names of the games. So, but then like once I knew what console it was there, because I didn't know shit back then when I was a kid. So first it was to know what console was playing there, and I knew by the controller setup. So of course that was basically easy when I was old enough to comprehend stuff and looking on the internet. And then was to find out what were the two games that were on there. And then so I saw commercials back then for Lego Star Wars 2, and I thought the commercials were funny. And then so that was easy to deduce that one of them was Lego Star Wars 2. But I didn't know what this game was then. So of course that took a few more years, and I realized then it was a Mario game. Once I knew what Mario was, I was like, okay, Mario game. Okay, that kind of nails it down. And let's see, Mario game on GameCube. Okay, so just looking at a bunch of stuff, and then I eventually found out it was Super Mario Sunshine. And then so as soon as I could, I snatched this up, and I played through a good chunk of it. So I haven't beaten it yet, but it's like all the memories were flooding back. And like back at the dentist's office, they didn't have memory cards, I don't think, in the consoles, because whenever it went to like a save screen after you beat a level or something on either of the games, it would always say there is no memory card slot or something. So of course always had, and then so that kind of made my brain always kind of lean towards continue out saving. And I've actually almost did that a few times with both this and Lego Star Wars 2, just because it was like it was like some weird force of habit. But I rambled too much on that. Next is Super Monkey Ball 2, another thing I got from my sister. She loves this game. I think it's so hard that like it's a good game. I got up to World 7, but it's like, for me, it gets impossible from there on. So, yeah, that's all I got. Next, the holy grail, if you will, of the GameCube, Super Smash Bros. Melee. I got this in near mint condition, and you can probably see on camera that like this is still in pretty good condition, pretty much almost no dents at all. I got this for $50 this way, and like that was like the best deal I could really find. I mean, nowadays, from what I've seen recently, I see nothing but like $70 or like $80 for this. So like, yeah, so I'm glad I got this when I did. I mean, the only thing that's bad about this is that the manual's a bit torn up, but it's like, man, the way this game has risen in price, I mean, my god. I mean, imagine getting a sealed copy of this on launch day, and like, you have a feeling that like, it's gonna be worth something. I mean, my god. It's probably gonna be thousands if like, perfectly sealed from launch day. Next, Tetris Worlds. I love Tetris, and then so just have a console game, because I have one from the original Game Boy, that cartridge, I have that, and I have always played it online if I could find like a flash game of it. So of course, just have a console game. Oops, sorry, whoops, Butterfingers. Just have a console game. I would just like, and I put a bunch of Tetris like clones, like on Namco Museum. There's Pack Attack, which is a Tetris clone, and then of course on the Sonic collection is Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which is just Puyo Puyo. But then like, if you really think about it, it's still kind of like Tetris. Then again, Pack Attack is basically Puyo Puyo, which is then Tetris. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Next, Wario World. This is a neat Wario spin-off because Wario, I feel, doesn't really get much attention. I mean, he had the Wario Land games on like Game Boy, across all the Game Boy systems. And then now he had, but like those are Wario Land. But now he had Wario World, and this is a great game. It's short, but I think it's definitely worth a pick up and try because it's really fun. It's very entertaining. Finally, Worms 3D. I like the Worms series a lot, so of course I just needed a Worms game of some kind. This was the cheapest I could get. So of course, it is a bit weird. I mean, I like the Worms games in a 2D environment, but 3D, it was inevitable for them to go this way at some point, but I still like it. And that's all with the GameCube games in my collection. That was way more than I originally expected. And I might as well just mention this. I do have a Game Boy player, and this is the startup disc for it. Yeah. Right there. So, of course, you will be seeing some Game Boy playthroughs on this channel. Maybe some Pokemon stuff. Who knows? Because I do have some Pokemon games. Lots of them, actually. So, yeah. So, I forgot to just mention that. Because I will be showing my Game Boy collection through one of these videos. And, figure it's good to point out that they will be on the channel in good quality. But yeah, that's all my GameCube games. I will see you guys next time on the next collection run.